Hey y'all, it's your boy Gas, and I'm back again to hand out another L. If you haven't yet, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm saying it pretty early, but I just want to get out the way just to knock it out. If you haven't had a chance, please check out some of my other L videos, and I got some other content coming soon. Um, Today the L is going to, well, let's kind of build up to it. First, I want to say there's nothing funny about male on female violence. You don't know what I'm getting to yet. Some of you might, but But there's definitely something to be said about somebody who does something without reason. That can be depending on what situation is. That can be funny or it can't be funny. But I'm gonna hand this L to. It's a shame because he was one of my favorite rappers, and I can't really stand behind what he's done. So I guess I'm gonna have to cancel him, quote unquote. This L's going to Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez, man, I don't understand. You was at the peak of your career, bro. You just had quarantine radio. You just dropped some monster mixtapes and a monster album. On top of that, just last year, you just had one of the greatest rap tournaments of all time, which ended with you and Joyner Lucas, which is beautiful. And then you start out 2020 by shooting we're just hearing your girlfriend at the time, Meg Thee Stallion, who is one of the hottest rappers out right now. So not only are you one of the hottest rappers out right now, she's one of the hottest female rappers right now. And you decide to shoot her. Now, the problem with this is not the fact you decide to shoot her. Because, I guess gangsta shit. Whatever. I don't see anything gangster about shooting a woman, but I guess when you gangster, quote unquote, that's what we do these days. It's the fact that you shot her over an argument. Now, what stands to be heard is if the argument was between you and her, or the argument's been between you and other people in the car. But she's saying it was between you and other people in the car, and it turns out somehow, because I'll reverse it. She came out finally after a month and decided to point out Tory as the person who did the shooting. And there's a lot of stuff that points to him possibly being a shooting. But before I get to it, let me drop this meme real quick, because I thought this was a fire meme for the situation. Because I feel like some of what Tory Lanez does is tied to his height. I'm gonna keep it real. At first, he used to be tied to his hairline. It's something with this man in double H's, but hairlines, heights. It seems like he has a lot of insecurities, and he does things based on his insecurities. So he has to be the biggest gangster in the room because he's the littlest man in the room. He has to be the guy with the most hair on his chest because he has less hair on his head. I'm assuming that's what's happening, but it just turns out that you don't really get the best results out of those situations. So I guess. With that being said, he definitely caught a lifetime L, and this L I don't think he can come back from. Chris Brown came back from beating Rihanna only because Rihanna saved his life by admitting that she was part of the fight. There was no return fire from Meg, so I don't know how he's gonna defend this one. He's basically all but vanished from the internet. He has not gone live. As a man who went live every single day during this pandemic, that's extremely strange. He hasn't made any statements, which definitely seems a little strange. But from what Meg is saying, he's done some things behind the scene to try to make her look bad, as if the reason for him shooting her was because she was beating on him, which is that's a whole nother story. I mean, don't get me wrong, Meg is like 6 feet tall, strong, and he's like 2'2", weak. But I don't believe she just out here just swinging hands on this man all the time. I don't think he's just getting, smacked up and put down every 2 seconds. But the way that he tried to make that scene was that he was an abuse victim, and his retaliation was to shoot her in the foot. What I think happened and what might have happened are definitely two different things. I think he shot at the ground and the bullet might have ricocheted up and hit her in the foot. Me being a person who carries firearms and have fired firearms, ricocheting is definitely a thing. But what may have really happened is that he just aimed at her feet and shot him as a warning shot, and it went through her foot. But what really put the nail in the coffin was that when she went to go point him out in the lineup, well, the internet lineup, I'll say, due to him, because she tried to keep it quiet. She was a real one. She tried to keep it quiet. She didn't make any statements. She didn't do any posts. She went on like, business as usual, and she left everything behind the scenes. And he just kept pushing and pushing, so he made her just come out into the open and start saying some things. But what put the final nail in the coffin is that we're finding out that she saved that man's life. So when the gunshots went off, it wasn't her who called the police. It was neighbors, people who was in the neighborhood that called the police. When the police showed up, they came with helicopters and guns and probably some angry white men in uniform, which is never good for a black woman or black man in probably a dark colored truck with the guns. But he, she could have really just threw him under the bus, and it could have been an all-out shootout. She could say, hey, there's a gun in the car, and really, did some crazy stuff. But her being a real one, I'm gonna say she's definitely a real one. She lied and said she stepped on glass and was arrested with them, which is crazy. She got shot, then arrested, all in one night, and it wasn't even her fault. And while in custody, they treated her like she was a criminal, like she did something crazy, when she was the one that was being assaulted. She did wait, and I think she eventually did file a report, but she definitely didn't want a all-out shootout, because, Tory could have been another t-shirt out here. Let's keep it real. In the climate that we're in, you cannot just tell angry white cops in uniform in a probably predominantly rich neighborhood with white people everywhere that, there's a black man in an unmarked car with a gun. Because that could result in all types of craziness. Who knows what they could have done? SWAT could have been called in. Who knows? So she definitely saved that man's life, 112%. And she endured some extra things after being assaulted. And because of that, I don't see how Tory Lanez comes back from this, because there's nothing he can say to defend this. Like, you assaulted a woman. She protected you even after being assaulted. And then behind the scenes, you tried to make it seem like something else happened that didn't happen, even while she was trying to keep things quiet. And who knows, it might have just blew over. She might have tried to protect his career. We don't know how much further this was going to go, or if she was just trying to let it just blow by. But nevertheless, Tory, put the nail in the coffin. He did something and pushed her over the edge and had her show up in colorful hair and a hoodie to spit facts. And that's what she did on Instagram Live in front of the whole world. And now Tory's looking real crazy, and he hasn't made a statement yet. It's been about 2 days, and I don't think he will. I think this could be a wrap for Tory. I don't see how his career comes back from this for the 25th time. Anybody who works with him from this point forward is going to have to look at him kind of funny. They're going to be looked at kind of funny, so that's going to make things very complicated. Probably the industry is going to try to end up blackballing him, because it's just not worth it. Like, if I'm Beyonce or I'm Drake, I'm not going to make a song with Tory, because now it looks like I support men who shoot women. That's not something I want to be a part of, I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to, have Tory in one of my movies, because now it looks like I support men shooting women. Not something I want to be a part of either. So, with that being said, I don't really see how he spends this. This is probably career ending. It sucks, because I feel like he's one of the most skilled and talented artists out here. He was just pretty much known for, taking other people's stuff and making and doing it better than them, and that's a skill. And now it's gonna go by the wayside. I'm pretty sure all his agreements, contracts, and things he had coming up have been canceled or taken from him. I'm sure a lot is happening behind the scenes that we just don't know about. He probably got some crazy phone calls following this, some crazy cancellations. I wouldn't be surprised if you hear he gets dropped from his label pretty soon. There's going to be a lot happening, probably more to come. And it sucks, because I feel like, I don't know what makes you do something like this at the peak of your career. I don't know where your mind has to be at or what drug you have to be on. He literally had a struggle getting into the game, trying to get in at a time when Drake was the top person in the game, and he was the Canadian rapper. So it was really hard for Tory to get in and to find his space. And then for you to work that hard, get this far, and then shoot somebody in the foot for an argument is retarded. That was what I would call, self-sabotage. Definitely self-sabotage. You worked really hard to get out just to put yourself back in. And I'm sorry to hear that. So, with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. And I'll catch you guys on the flip. Tory Lanez, need you to hold this L for me. Thank you.